I'm Sarah Trover, the Project and Event Manager here at the Vigo County Public Library, and I'm here with Laurie Elliott, the owner of the PIckery, a local certified organic farm. And thank you for joining us. We're really excited to have you here with us today. Can you give us a little background about yourself and how you became passionate about the Terre Haute community?
I will. Well, thank you so much for having me. I spent 7th through 12th grade in Terre Haute. I graduated from State High. I was the last graduating class there. And I went to IU, and then I spent 32 years outside of Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So I had a career in accounting and data management and did lots of detail work and raised a few kids. And then I got to a point in my life that I just wanted to do something differently. You know, I didn't want to live in the same house and live in the same town and do everything the same for the rest of my life. Yeah. So I had always wanted to have a farm, and I decided to do it. So I sold the house, quit the job, packed up the kids, and moved to Indiana, and here I am. So I didn't become passionate about Terre Haute until actually after I got here, because I was really focused on just starting the farm and finding a place to move to. But when I got here, I realized Terre Haute had a lot of places where I could make some good changes.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're really lucky to have you.
Thank you.
So what helped, what made you really decide to change that path from, data, accounting and data management to deciding to do a farm, especially here in Vigo County?
I had always had a vegetable garden, and I always thought I grew organically. So I just wanted to grow more and more vegetables. And my yard just wasn't big enough. So, and sometimes you get to a time in your life you just want to change. Yeah. And I looked around. I knew I wanted to start a farm. I looked around at places I had lived before, or places where I had family or friends. And I found this beautiful property right here in Terre Haute. So that's how I came back.
And so you said before you thought you were growing organically, and then you kind of learned through the process that you weren't quite doing everything that you thought would make it certified organic. And so it's a pretty lengthy process, but what made you want to pursue really being a certified organic farm?
I wanted to be the real deal.
Yeah.
And a lot of farmers shy away from all of the paperwork involved. To be certified organic, it's a lot of record keeping and a lot of tedious reporting. Well, I had done accounting and data management, so
was it totally new?
I'm on it. And so that did scare me off, but I wanted to be the real deal. I didn't want to be constantly kind of making excuses for myself. I'm certified organic. I'm inspected every year. Yeah. I do everything. I come out with flying colors. So it just took a lot of work to learn all the rules. And when I was a backyard gardener, I thought I did everything organically, and it turned out I did quite a few things wrong. Yeah. So there are lots of a lot of misperceptions about what organic is too.
So now that you understand that, how have you kind of become a mentor or a guide for other people that are trying to be being organic and trying to really follow those rules? How do you find yourself in that leadership role? Like, how are you navigating it?
Well, I would love to be a mentor for people who want to start a small farm. Unfortunately, I don't find a lot of those people. Yeah. We have a lot of farmland around here, and unfortunately, we really don't grow food.
Yeah.
I know that might be controversial to say, but I would love to help someone. I struggled in the beginning because I didn't find a mentor, and I struggled. But now I have a lot of things I could share. But most of the time, I get people who want to maybe expand their backyard garden, or start a backyard garden, or children who are just going to put one tomato plant in. Yeah. And so I just really try to help them. I'm there for them. I might not be able to drop everything if they come to the farm and ask for advice. I might not be able to drop everything right then, but I'd be happy to spend some time with anybody who wants to do that.
Yeah. So so now that you're part of the Terre Haute community, how do you find yourself as a leader in our community at large? Like maybe even just beyond just being as a part of your farm, how other ways are you connected?
I am a committee person in my political party. I did find some ways to contribute there. I don't get to contribute a lot because I'm so busy at the farm, but I do enjoy a little local politics, and I do express my opinion on that from time to time. And that's really all I have time for.
Yeah. Well, it's understandable. A farm is a ton of time. How many employees do you have?
We usually run 4 to 5 people. And this year, actually, we had work release guys come in for about 6 weeks. They came in. It was really fantastic, yeah.
So Indiana has one of the highest obesity rates, so at 34.1%. How do you see farms like yours helping curb that epidemic in Indiana and specifically in our county?
A lot of it is education, awareness, helping people with their food choices when they come to the farmer's market or they come to the farm. They say, well, I've passed by here 100 times and I'm just now pulling in for the first time. And I'll show them like, hey, these are all the things that we can grow. This is what we have today. You can pick your own if you like, and introduce them to how food really grows and be there for them if they want to buy it. I can't make them eat it, but I can certainly provide it. I sometimes get people who have been prescribed by their doctors for an all-organic diet. So I can be there for them. Sometimes they come, and usually, unfortunately, they have cancer. But their doctors say, hey, you have a chance maybe if you eat an all-organic diet, and they come, and I'm there for them, too.
Oh, that's wonderful. So involving children and allowing them to pick their own vegetables is, really important to you. What other things are you thinking that children gain from trips to the PIckery?
Well, last year we had a partnership with Head Start, and all the children came on a field trip to the PIckery, and they all went up and down the rows. They picked a green bean, they picked a leaf of kale, and they pulled a carrot out of the ground, and then they got to spend money at the farm stand, and they got to pick out vegetables that they enjoyed.
That's great.
So, and it was outside of their family environment, which, sometimes isn't the best, and they realize now that there is life outside of the fast food chain.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that I can, and then actually part of the program, then they planted seeds in the spring, and they took home a mini garden. And I'm hoping that in the long run, some of these kids will have a garden of their own and make better choices regarding food.
Yeah. So I think we're really lucky to have a business like yours in our community, especially a certified organic, which is really rare. So sometimes that word organic can be really intimidating or feel like it's not for everyone, or especially thinking that it's really expensive. So what are ways that you kind of help change the view of that for other people, and how do you make it accessible?
Well, it's true. I've had people pick up a carton of cherry tomatoes, they'll see it says organic and they'll put it down, no, that's organic. Because they are accustomed to thinking that they can't afford anything organic, and it's unfortunate. It is more expensive to grow organically. Most of the pesticides I'm allowed to use are derived from natural substances, wash off in the rain. And so then my paid employees have to apply this expensive stuff every time it rains or regularly, instead of the chemicals that stay on there. And the same with weed control. I'm basically weeding by hand or using weed block fabric that costs a lot of money. So I can't just spray Roundup, which is cheap, So it's not a myth, it's not a price gouge. It costs more to grow organically. And I feel bad about that. So what we do accept the farmers market nutrition program vouchers that are available to WIC families and low-income seniors. So we get a lot of those, and you can use those at the farmer's market or the farm. We also have specials at the farmer's market. Sometimes the farm, we have specials every week. If you go to the farmer's market, you'll see a big table like special this week. And also at the farm, we have a half-price cooler where there are some things in there half price. And we have a big ugly fruit program. So if something has a spot or it's not perfect looking, you can get that usually for half price.
Oh, that's great. So And you're also just really close to the city, too, in general. Like, you're not far away. You're easy to get to.
Well, that would be attributed to my son, because he said, if I move there, I don't want to be out in the middle of nowhere. So that was why this property was so perfect, because it was really on the edge of a city on a busy road.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that was most surprising to me when I saw where you were. You know, it's just so easy. You're not driving very far to get there. So is there anything else you'd like to share that we haven't discussed?
I do want to add that we sell flowers. We grow certified organic flowers. And what's important to know is that flowers that you buy at a florist are covered in pretty nasty pesticides. People don't really realize it. We don't eat them, of course, but we do touch them and smell them. And if you're really concerned about minimizing your pesticide exposure, you know, come to the PIckery and pick flowers. They're beautiful and affordable. You can pick your own, you can walk through the garden and enjoy the day,
What are some of the flowers that you have?
We grow zinnias and sunflowers and something called celosia and bachelor buttons, and we a lot of perennials come in and out, but we grow some annuals too, so they're lovely. And on another note, I just want to encourage people, especially young people, to follow your dream. Find something that you love and figure out a way to make money doing it, and you'll be happy.
Oh, that's great. And so how long have you had the PIckery now?
This is year 5.
Oh,
this
wow.
is the end of year 5.
Very established.
Yeah, and finally the road is open. So.
Yes, that's a big change. So can you let everyone know where the PIckery is?
It's on Margaret between 25th and Fruit Ridge, on the south side of the road. You can't miss it, and you can we're open every day in the summer, but you can check the hours on the website for spring and fall. It's usually 3 days a week, so you can check the website.
Wonderful. Well, Laurie, thank you so much for meeting with me and talking today about the way you're a leader in our community and the way you've really helped establish something so healthy and wonderful in our community. So
Well, thank you so much
for
for having me. Yeah.